Hello, guys, and welcome back to Tip Talks. Today is episode 2 called Grieving a Version of Yourself. Today, we're going to talk about a quiet kind of grief, the grief of the person you thought you would be versus the person you are today. Whoo, child. I've had a lot of expectations on myself. I still have a lot of expectations for myself, even with, the expectations of your parents, the expectations of the world, the expectations of your job, the expectations of your friends. Like, honey, when I say I'm still learning this, exclamation point, capital bold letters, I am still learning how to grieve versions of myself. I feel like the person who I thought I would be in my teens, in my early 20s, even versus the person who I thought I was going to be 6 months ago, is just completely different. Like, people always talk about like your prime years, right? And oh, 20s are supposed to be your prime, 30 is supposed to be your prime, no, 40 is supposed to be your prime. I feel like all years are my prime years because I'm always evolving, right? The person I was yesterday is not the same person I am today. The person I am today is not going to be the same person that I am tomorrow. So when I say grieving yourself is, or grieving myself, because this is about me, it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing. I just feel like at 29, I had a lot of aha moments. Like, I knew, and that's why I'm like A1 certified suppressor of my feelings, because I knew. You know, you usually know, you just don't want to face the reality of it. And I started facing the reality of it. So over the years, I discovered that the version of me in my early 20s versus who I became is a lot different. I remember talking about in my previous video that soon I hit 20, it was just a lot has changed in the form of like my personality, right? But soon I hit 22, for those who know, that story, and, that's, I'll get more in depth with that later in other topics. I feel like my world was flipped upside down. Like, yes, I was moving towards my dreams and my aspirations, right? I was freshly graduated from my undergrad. Um, I thought I had all opportunities at my feet. Like, what I planned my life to be in my teens, in my late teens, it was going to finally move forward, right? And then I just had that one phone call, and I felt like that's the first time I was thrown into the washing machine, as I might say. And the washing machine is life, right? And when you have cycles, you have different cycles, right? But as you're getting cleansed, as the clothes are getting cleaned, you're getting spun, right? And then you have the rinse cycle when you're getting spun really, 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 really quickly, and you feel like you can't get a hold of yourself and it's unclear of when it's gonna stop, and but you know, like, life is shedding the last beat, the last bits of pieces of you, the last bit of water, like, and then things cool down or things get warm or things get ready when you transfer the clothes into the dryer. So I felt like 22 was when I got thrown into the washing machine. Like, throw that bitch in there. Um, the person who I thought I was gonna be with, I'm not. And then I found it again. I'm not. Being so close to having it all is disappointing. It's really disappointing. Like, I I dreamt of, success. I dreamt of the house and the six figures jobs and the cars and everything. So dreamt of I always dreamt of success. I always dreamt of being in charge. I dream of being a leader, a guider, someone who can lead, but also someone who can give back. Like, giving back is very important to me because when I was growing up, I didn't have mentors that looked like me. I had mentors, right? I had people who would put me in front of the right people in the right places. I still have people like that in my life. However, they don't look like me. Like, I want to be that inspiration for the little girl that people were inspiring me when I was young and inspiring me now because I still have a lot to do. I still have a lot to grow. So the goal was always look down, always grind, always look down, always grind, always look down, always grind, always look down, always grind. And I grind, I look up, I have everything that I dreamt of and I want, but it's different now. Because if you know me, is team hashtag fuck them yeah. But now I want the family, you know? Now I want to settle down. Now I want that. And not meaning as like I want it tomorrow, like in due time. And when, my life got flipped upside down from that one phone call, love wasn't an option for me. And I feel like that's what propelled me to grind even harder, propelled me to get what I wanted to get. The world shut down, and did it hinder me and my form of success? I want to say no, because I was outside, going out, traveling. Did I need to be? No. But I was doing and I was shaking off all the emotions and the pain that I was feeling. So, like, honestly, COVID for me was the best time of my life. Like, I was living like a 22-year-old, like partying, drinking, all that stuff. Like, it was just it was just a phase of my life that I didn't know I needed at the time, but looking back, I'm like, damn, I needed that because I was so fixated on you have to grind, you have to get this, you have to get that. Like, did it help me? Did it benefit me? Yes. But that was when I've noticed, or my syndrome started kicking in, because I wasn't living. I'm not living, I'm existing, and I tend to forget that I have free will. Like, you have free will. And the person that I was versus the person who I've become, like, love is not the enemy. Love is not the enemy. Commitment is not the enemy. You have free will, so your actions and what you decide to do with your life, you do not owe anyone. You do not owe anyone. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your actions, regardless if they agree or not. Who gives a fuck if they agree? So letting go of those dreams, or of the dream, right? Because I had one dream. I didn't have different types of dream. I had one dream that, like, it combined everything that I wanted, if that makes sense. Like, no, I wasn't the little girl who dreamt of the wedding and all that stuff, but I knew that's something I wanted. Like, success to me was multiple factors. So it was success in my career, success in health, and success in my mental stability, success in love, right? And I always thought, because I found a partner that I thought I wanted to be with, love was always on the back burner for me, right? Because I didn't have to think about it, because it was there. It was there upon my return. Life showed me that it wasn't. So that dream, or that part of my dream, felt made my that sector of my dream made the dream feel incomplete, made me feel like I failed, made me feel like it was me, like it was my fault. But it wasn't. It wasn't, because what is ever meant will become. And I had to learn that harshly, because I am a fixed sign. I always know the solution before the problem. 99.9% of the time, I know the solution before the problem. And only those who get it will get it. I had to learn to refocus. I had to learn to regroup. I had to learn that just because I had this structured plan, or just because I had this dream, honey, that's something that you dreamed about when you were 15. Even before, like, you thought you had your life figured out when you were 15. You are 29. For you to hold yourself to the standard of the dream that you felt like when you were 15 is diabolical. And I feel like that's why I struggle with, well, tell me about yourself. Or what do you like to do? Because I stopped living since I was 15 because I had it all figured out. So, 15, I had it all figured out. And now these years I'm going to take to implement it because I already have one sector checked off. Got into college, check. Did my degree, check. Had a well paying job, check. When it came up to love, exes across the whole board, exes towards myself and others, and the people who were there for me. Because I've realized that I am so fixated on what I don't have that I can't appreciate what I do. And I know it comes from the sense of me feeling like I have to fix everything. And I've created toxic environments for me because I didn't allow people to grow within their own mistakes because I could fix it. And I felt like it was a waste of time. Like, why am I going to go through this if I know the solution? In life, in the universe, and God kept showing me, no, honey, you need to learn. You need to learn. You need to learn. And I was like, I could fix that. No problem. I could fix that. No problem. It's suffocating. It started suffocating me because on one hand, I complain that everyone comes to me, but on the other hand, I am creating the environment for it. So, honey pig. So, I owe it to myself to know that I did not fail. You know, like, you evolve as you grow. So if you evolve as you grow, then your dreams evolve. And then for you to think that you had it all figured out and you wasn't in your prime, as some may say, because like I said, I feel like my prime years are every sector of my years because I'm always going to be evolving. So I'm always going to be a better version than I was before. And things may change. And then sitting back, realizing that my dream is different, made me realize that I neglected parts of things that I wanted. Before, before that 15-year-old girl, after that 15-year-old girl, I started neglecting versions of myself because I needed to build the environment in order for this dream to come true. And now that I had the environment, even 6 months ago, 3 months ago, when everything was set in stone, life showed me again, like, honey, this is not for you. Stop. 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 I've noticed for so long that I've created life, or I created a lifestyle in order to fit someone else in. When you need to create a lifestyle for you, for me, for me, what works for me. That it's okay to choose myself over old patterns. Because one thing I would never forget that was mentioned to me is that you will always put yourself first. Yes. 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 So I asked myself, which version of myself that I'm ready to release and which one do I want to embrace? I am ready to release the version of myself who creates a lifestyle for other people to live comfortably. I release, I release, I release. What I embrace is that this is my life. This is for me. This is not for anyone else. I got this all for me. You got this all for Tiffany. You got this all for Tiffany. You got this all for Tiffany. What I've learned is grieving myself, grieving yourself, doesn't mean you failed. It means you're growing, you're evolving. You're evolving, you're growing, you're becoming. Until next time, be gentle to who you are becoming.